So, generative AI. It's everywhere, right? And the pressure on leaders to do something with it is, well, it's immense. But here's the thing. Just jumping in without a real plan is a recipe for disaster. Today, we're going to cut through all that noise and give you a practical 5-step playbook to guide your organization to actual, measurable success. So let's dive in.
I mean, it feels like overnight, GenAI went from this cool tech toy to a must-have for the C-suite. The pressure isn't just to do something, it's to get it right. So the real question for you isn't if you should adopt it, but how you can lead the charge effectively and, just as important, responsibly.
And look, let's be real here. This isn't easy. It's a brand new landscape. The risks can be pretty significant, and it's incredibly easy to get lost without a map. A lot of companies are diving in head first, but without a solid strategy, they're just not going to see the payoff.
And that's exactly why you need a blueprint, a map. We're going to walk through a 5-step strategy that's all about giving you a clear, actionable path to follow.
Okay, first up, step 1, choosing your first project. Where you decide to start your GenAI journey is absolutely critical. I mean, this first choice really sets the stage for everything that follows.
Okay, so how do you pick that first winner? The key is to start small, start internally, and go low risk. Think about all that repetitive, language-heavy stuff, like drafting internal HR policies or creating first drafts of marketing emails. Think about it. If the AI messes up a marketing email draft, no big deal. You just fix it. This is how your team learns and builds confidence before you even think about touching the high-stakes stuff, like legal advice or core financial reporting, where one tiny mistake could be an absolute disaster.
So to get a bit more strategic about this, there's a great tool you can use called the Cost-Risk Matrix. It's a super simple framework that helps you stop guessing and really find that perfect sweet spot between high business value and low operational risk.
You want to live right in that top left box, high value and low risk. That's the sweet spot, your ideal pilot zone. The goal is to find projects that fit right in here. We're talking about things like automating responses to internal FAQs or summarizing long reports, classic examples of quick, high-value wins that won't give your compliance team a heart attack. All right, you've picked your project. Awesome. Now comes step 2, and it is a big one, proving its value. A cool idea is great, but to get the whole company on board, you've got to prove it with cold, hard numbers. So how do you actually measure success? You need clear, concrete metrics. Are you actually saving money by cutting down on manual hours? Are people getting their tasks done faster? Is customer satisfaction going up? Is your team now free to do more important creative work? These are the numbers that build a business case nobody can argue with. And this is the game plan for taking a tiny experiment and making it a huge win. You start with a simple prototype. Then you test it out with a real team in the real world. You measure those KPIs like a hawk to prove it's working. Then you use their feedback to make it better. And only then, once you've proven its value, do you roll it out to everyone. See? It's a step-by-step process. No big risky leaps. This is how you avoid those expensive flameouts.
Okay, on to step 3, assembling your A-team. A successful GenAI project is never, ever just about the tech. It's a people project. And getting the right mix of people in the room from day one is totally non-negotiable. You can't just throw this to the tech team and call it a day. You need a crew, a cross-functional team. You need business leaders to define the why, to tell you what success actually looks like. You need your data teams for the technical build. You absolutely need legal and compliance to keep you out of trouble. And you need IT and security to make sure it all plugs in safely. Get them all involved early and you'll avoid so many headaches later on.
And this quote, man, it just nails it. The tech is often the easy part. Getting the people on board, that's the tough part. If your employees think a new tool is coming for their jobs, they will fight it every step of the way. That's why change management is so important. You have to show people how this new tool makes their jobs better, not how it makes them obsolete. Which brings us to something that is, well, it's absolutely crucial. Step 4, setting up the guardrails. GenAI is incredibly powerful, and with great power, you know the rest. The risks are real, and you have to be thinking about safety and ethics from the very beginning. Just imagine this for a second. Your shiny new AI recruiting tool is super fast, but you discover it's biased against certain candidates. What do? Pushing it live isn't just an ethical problem. You're looking at huge legal headaches and a PR nightmare. These are the kinds of traps you need guardrails to avoid. Or how about this one? Your new chatbot is saving the company a ton of money, but you're not telling customers they're talking to an AI. Is that okay? You might save a few bucks now, but you're burning through customer trust, and that's way more expensive to win back. Transparency isn't just nice, it's smart business.
So, to handle all this, you need a compass, and that compass is built on these core principles. Fairness, so you avoid bias. Transparency, so people always know what they're dealing with. Privacy, to protect everyone's data. And accountability, so someone is always responsible for what the AI does. These are your pillars of trust.
And look, this isn't just about feeling good. This stuff is becoming law. The EU's AI Act is the perfect example. It's already sorting AI tools into risk levels, from minimal risk things like spam filters, all the way up to high-risk tools used for hiring or credit scoring, which will need super strict audits. This just goes to show you that responsible AI isn't optional anymore. It's a legal requirement.
All right, we're on the home stretch. Step 5, scaling for maximum impact. You've done it. You ran a successful pilot, you proved its value, you set up your guardrails. Now it's time to take that win and make it a massive win for the whole company.
But to scale without everything falling apart, you need a solid foundation. This means having centralized tools to manage everything, creating repositories so people can share and reuse successful prompts, and building shared APIs so other teams can easily connect to your work. Basically, you're building a central toolkit so every team isn't starting from scratch. It's about working smarter, not harder. And that really brings us to the biggest takeaway here. Long-term success with GenAI, it isn't a technology problem. It's a culture thing. It's about building an environment where people are encouraged to be curious, where smart innovation is rewarded, and where you're giving your team the freedom to try new things, but to do it safely.
So that's the playbook. 5 steps to get generative AI right. You've got the strategy, you've got the steps, so the only real question left is, what are you going to build first?